Hello, happy Friday, everybody. Jerisha Hawk here. I'm an income strategist, and I specialize in helping you develop a signature service and teach you how to sell it consistently. And today is the very last day for enrollment for the Services That Sell program. And wanted to do just a last, Q&A, answering all the questions that have been coming in. To make sure that you guys are getting the questions that you need answered, so you can really help you make the next best decision for where you're at in your business and just what the next best step is for you in regards to what you're going to be doing and whether or not you're going to jump on this entrepreneurial roller coaster ride with us. So as you guys are popping on live or catching this in a replay, definitely feel free to pop in the comments and say, hey, let me know you're here. And any specific questions that have been coming up for you around the program, you're more than welcome to just ask away. Now is definitely the time to do so, because like I mentioned before, Services That Sell, we close enrollment this evening. So if you are completely new and catching this for the first time, you might be wondering what in the world is Services That Sell. And Services That Sell is an 8-week live program that teaches, sorry guys, I'm coming out with a cold, my proven process for helping you develop a signature service, sell it consistently so you can be earning and really building a lucrative 5-figure business. So the whole goal for you here is to really learn how to niche down and develop a signature service and use what I call the POP method and the lean launch to start selling your services effectively sooner rather than later, before having to put all the extra bells and whistles on your business. I know a lot of us here are interested in growing a business, and I've been getting a ton of questions in my DM asking, well, do I have to have like a perfect website? Do I need to have my logo and my branding done? Do I need to have like my LLC? Do I need to have a copywriter on staff or a team on hand? Or do I even need to know what it is that I want to be selling yet? And the beauty of Services That Sell is, one, like a lot of those extra things are important for your business and you will need at some point. But I truly believe, and you need to be earning a profit in your business before investing in some of those higher level or more, advanced, I don't even call them advanced, but like paying for other like expenses in your business. I saw a really in-depth post in another Facebook group even the other day. And ladies, like, I've been building my business for 5 years. I've spent thousands of dollars on websites, on branding, on, like learning how to do sales funnels, investing in coaches and courses. But the thing she's like, but I have not yet made one sale. Like, I don't know how to get my first client. And my first response is like, you're spending all this money on being pretty and having the visuals together, which is great, but you don't even know what you're selling. So you're creating these visuals and this branding and all these other elements for something where you haven't even like proven whether or not it's going to sell yet. So the real premise of Services That Sell is to really help you perfect your actual service of what you're going to be providing, like the trunk of your tree, the true seed of your business, to figure out what are you going to be selling. And then really develop that into a signature offer and learn how to actually start selling that thing. So we do something called a lean launch. There's no sales page involved. There's no sophisticated email sequence. There is no webinar decks that you have to do. There's no advanced or super technical software that you have to buy. It's really about like, how do we just do bare bones, the basics of effectively communicating your offer and your message, getting people on an enrollment call, having a conversation, guiding that individual to a yes, collecting their credit card information, and starting to work with them. Like, very low bells and whistles. As you guys are popping on live, hi Monica, Crystal, hi Miss V, Shakitha, hi Erin, hey Janet. Any questions you guys have specifically about Services That Sell, I definitely want to take the time to answer that. I'm going to go through some of the questions that we have been getting asked. Hey, Micah. So one question that we've been getting a lot is really, who is Services That Sell for? And Services That Sell, really, do you want to sell or intend to sell services in your business? Yes or no? So this is not teaching you how to build an e-commerce business. This is not teaching you how to build your first passive income course. This is not teaching you how to build your first like physical product. None of those things. This is teaching you how to develop what your signature offer is going to be and actually sell a service. So a service is in the capacity of you working one-on-one with somebody, or doing one-to-many in like a group coaching program or in a mastermind. But it's more of, it's a service type of, it's a service. Now, the beauty of starting with developing a service first in your online business is once you've nailed down the process on how to effectively serve a client and you've documented what your process is to help them get a transformation, later on down the line, you are able to repurpose that process and turn it into a course, or repurpose that process and turn it into a membership group, or repurpose that process and turn it into another form of a product that you could be selling. But I truly believe that in order to have an effective course, or in order to have like an effective other product, I truly believe that it's best for you to actually do it with a real person first. This is why I really believe in having a signature service, and really also starting to help you actually like get known for something, establish yourself as an authority and as an expert in one area in one lane, so you can get known for that, build your reputation, build your credibility in that, actually start getting real results with real clients on consistently in that, and then repackage that and repurpose it for more of like those passive income digital products. So who is Services that Sell for? Anybody who is currently selling services or intends to sell services with the goal of selling them consistently. So we had the question that has been coming up a lot. Well, if I'm just getting started in my business, am I ready for this? Or Jay, I'm actually in my business and I've been able to sell here and there, but I'm not able to actually make consistent income doing what I'm doing. Who is this for? Is it for a newbie? Is it for somebody who's more advanced? The answer is, are you currently like selling your services consistently? So basically, are you making the consistent $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 a month in your business? And are you doing that on a month-by-month basis? And if the answer is no, that's really where Services that Sells come in. Because you'll going through the process of what it takes to sell your services consistently, you'll start, even if you have an existing business, you'll start to identify, okay, where are the gaps and where do I need to hone in on so I can start. I've been selling, but I'm not selling consistently. And if you're just getting started and you're brand new, this is perfect for you, because you're not going to be spending the time, the energy, the resources, the money kind of guessing at how you're supposed to build this business. You're going to get a proven process that has worked not only for me, but that has worked for dozens of other clients, that you can just get out, like start the ground running with very clear direction, and not having to do all the trailblazing yourself because somebody's already charted the path for you with the proven process of what we teach in Services that Sell. So that's one thing. It's not really about whether or not you're a newbie or not. It's more about, are you earning consistent income with the service that you're selling, or with services that you want to be selling. And another thing here is the service that you're going to learn how to sell with your signature offer is definitely more of a high ticket offer. So this is one that is going to be at minimum $1,500. I would say more so about $2,000 per client. I've had a lot of people saying, well, Jay, I'm selling services, but it's like $300 a client or $500 a client. I haven't been able to start getting actual like 4 figures or multiple 4 figures for one client. I don't know how to do that. That's something that's what we are going to go through and teach in Services that Sell. So next question we've been getting is, what if I don't have an email list? Is that going to affect my success rate in Services that Sell? Or what if I don't have a large online presence? What if I don't have any online presence? Like I've been kind of just straight lurking on social media. Is that going to be an effect? Like, is that going to have a negative effect on my outcome with Services that Sell? And my 2 cents to that is, I really believe that it's not about having the most likes or about having the biggest email list. It's really more about having quality individuals who are in your community. And as you're building content, attracting those quality individuals, so you can actually focus on converting that versus having this big list and converting nobody. And with the examples that are coming to mind are all previous alumni students who the vast majority, like the vast majority of them, none of them, the vast majority of previous clients were making $0 in their business when they joined Services That Sell. And one rock star that I have to point out is an alumni. Her name is Linda. And she had zero on, like, she had a Facebook page that was really for like family and like staying connected to her daughter while she was in college and staying connected to family members, but no like business type of online presence. No, she didn't even have an email list. She didn't know what MailChimp even was. Like didn't know how to set up a business Facebook page. And going through Services That Sell, she was able to go from making $0, like literally having no email list, no online presence, working a full-time, very demanding job. She travels very, very often, to after the program, she was able to bring in over $3,000 with client work. And her services were more than $2,000 a pop. So that was a huge thing for her to come out of the gate charging that type of price point. And she was able to make back the full investment of the course by the time the course was over. So within 3 months, she was able to make $3,000, cover the cost of the investment. And since then, she actually just hit her first 5-figure month this month. And she has less than 20 people on her email list. So I think the question is don't get so caught up in your vanity metrics, because there's people out there who have thousands of people on their email list and thousands of likes on Facebook. But then they're not actually like converting that into revenue. Or like myself included, like I have a very small email list in this online world. Like I just have over 2,000 people on my email list, but we've been able to bring in over $200,000 in the business. So it's not about having the biggest list or the biggest audience, but it's much more about attracting the qualified and the right people who are willing to convert into actually like transition into clients. The thing that I would say for Linda and the other students who are starting out and who don't have audiences, when we teach in module 3 and module 4 of Services That Sell, you're going to be introduced to something I call the lean launch. And the lean launch is all about how are you actually communicating the value of what your offer is, finding an audience to actually attract into your business, and then how to actually convert them. And we do that through the form of doing Facebook Live videos, getting people on an enrollment call, and then converting your client. And Linda, Kelly, like the numerous students who've been through it, if they actually show up and do the Facebook Lives, that's the thing that's helping them grow their audience. And the thing that I think is super interesting, even about my own business, is it's not so much about the people who are in the comments while you're live, or about the people who like the video, or about the people who share. There's so many lurkers out there who are watching you, who are consuming your content, who you're leaving an impact and making an impact on. Those are the people that most of the time I even convert, or like my clients end up converting. So it's not so much about the vanity metrics, but it's about making really targeted content that attracts the right people, adequately communicates the value of what you have to offer, and walks them through that process to get on a phone call with you and then close into a client. So you do not, like, having a list and having an audience will help, but it definitely, you do not need to have that to get started and to actually start earning revenue. Micah, can you elaborate on your question? You said, can the service be more than that? Oh, you're talking about the price point? Absolutely. If you're talking about the price point, it can definitely be more than $1,500 or $2,000. My whole premise here is how you develop what your signature service is. And when you have a signature service, you are able to charge more for it, is usually how it works out, especially with how we teach it in Services That Sell. So the next question I've been getting a ton is like, Jay, I'm not attracting the right people. And again, this kind of falls into the previous question I mentioned, like I'm having a tough time actually getting myself and getting visibility in front of the right people. I may be able to get a client, but the client sucks or is constantly questioning my rates. Will get on the phone call, say they want to work with me, but they just don't have the money, and I don't know how to overcome that objection. I don't know how to work through that. And that is something that we will specifically be touching on in module 4 of Services That Sell in the profit module. Primarily because if people are constantly telling you that I don't have the money to buy your product or buy your service, and like you're never able to get beyond that threshold, it's usually another issue that's really going on. It's rarely ever truly about the money. There's probably been an issue with how you're positioning your offer, how you're actually communicating your offer. And because of how you are communicating and showing up, you're probably attracting the wrong people. Or once you are attracting them, and maybe they're the right people, you're not doing an effective job actually communicating the value and communicating the true like end result that you're helping them provide, and helping them understand the urgency around why they need to buy what you're selling. And that's what we talk a lot about in positioning, and then in actual like the sales process. So that's something we'll be able to help you work through there as well. I'm trying to go through the rest of these questions that we have been getting in to make sure you guys are all solid. So some other questions that we have been getting were like, when does the program start? So today is the last day to actually enroll in Services That Sell. So we close the doors for enrollment at midnight tonight. So you can sign up and join at, hi Stacy, at servicesthatsell.com. You have until midnight to do so. We will be opening, once you pay and enroll in the course, you have immediate access to all the pre-work content. So right when you pay, you'll get the login information so you can dive right on into the course. And then we're going to have a welcome party on Wednesday, May 9th. And then module 1 is released on May 9th. Another question that we've been getting a ton is, when are the modules like released all at the same time? Is it drip content? We believe in doing drip content. That's how Services That Sell is set up. And it's designed in a way to make sure that you're effectively having the adequate time to learn the content and implement the content before you get overwhelmed with more information. People have asked, how much time does the program actually take for me to go through? I'm a busy mom, I'm a working professional, I'm still in college, like I'm juggling these other responsibilities. And that's also the content has been restructured from previous course launches based off of client feedback. So we have been able to restructure the content to make sure that you do have adequate time with your life responsibilities to be able to go through the content and actually implement it and execute it. So that's really, really important for us. So every other week, a new module will be released. So module 1 was released on the 9th, and then 2 weeks later, module 2 will be released. Then you have a full week to actually learn the content, go through the content. Then we'll have our laser coaching call, our laser Q&A coaching call, that opposite week. So the following Wednesday. So then you've already had time to review the content and look it over. So when we get on the coaching call, you can ask them more targeted and specific questions. And then you have another full week to actually go execute on what you just learned. And all of the modules are less than 15 minutes long videos for you to watch. The modules are usually 3 to 5 videos per module. So that's about, like at the most, you're going to spend an hour learning the content. Okay. So that's 1 hour. Basically, in that 1 week that you have to learn the content, you got to just dedicate 1 hour to actually watching the videos. Then from there will be some growth assignments that you need to do. We really just cut out the fluff, is basically what I'm trying to say. We have condensed the content to make sure that you're just getting the information that you need to learn the concept, but then to go have enough information to go take action. But it's at least about 1 hour total per module. So like per bi-week situation here of content to consume, to learn the education. And then you'll have a couple growth assignments. It's much more structured around like you going out there and actually doing the thing. You actually like developing your signature service. You going out there and actually selling and making the invitation. So you'll have some growth assignments, which will probably take another about 2 hours to execute those. So every 2 weeks, you have about 3 hours worth of work, an hour learning the content and about 2 hours actually executing on the content. And then I'd say probably maybe another 30 minutes to an hour being in the Facebook group, being on the coaching call, getting the support that you need. So I would estimate about 2 hours per week to actually do the work, learn the content, and actually implement it. So it's really, I don't believe in like just dumping a bunch of content on people and giving you hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of video. Because knowledge is only power if you actually implement it. So I'm much more concerned about my students going out and getting real results versus just being like education junkies and consuming a bunch of information, but never actually having the tool they need to actually go do the thing. There's a difference between learning and actually doing. Monique asked, if I know what results I want to help my potential client receive, will the program help me develop the service structure itself? Absolutely. So that's what all of Module 1 is about, Monique. So Module 1 will help you really nail down what that result is, like who it's for. So we call it the POP method. Pick one person, pick one problem, package your process. Package one process. So you will, if you already know what you want, that's great. Because then you can just start off with, okay, I know this is the service that I want to provide. How do I actually develop the process to help somebody get that transformation? That's the biggest, that's the whole point of Module 1, is to help you nail down who you're serving, the end result that you're helping them get, the transformation that you're providing, but then also, what does that process look like? What is the step-by-step success path that you're taking a client through? Or I call it your promise path, to help them actually get the result that you're selling them on. So that's all covered in the very, very first module. And that's critically important for anything else to be a success. So that's why we start there. That's why we start there with the program. So great question, Monique. But for those of you guys who don't know what you want to be selling first, this was great feedback that we got from previous clients. We made a bonus module inside of the course to help you evaluate what you should be selling or what skill sets you have available that you could transfer over to actually selling. So that is also there, and it helps you actually do market validation to see whether or not your idea, we all have great ideas. And just because you can sell something doesn't mean that there's an audience necessarily who's willing to buy it. So we help make sure that you can do a little bit of market validation before you spend too much time, energy, and resources charging forth in one great idea without actually realizing, do people even want to pay for this? So that's an extra bonus module that's included in Module 1 to help you evaluate that. But yeah, Monique, part of Module 1 is all about actually developing the process and the structure that you're going to use to actually deliver the service. So really, really, really good question. Another question we've been getting about is the time frame. Like I said, I've thoroughly explained that and just how the content is released. So you need about 2 hours a week to learn the content and implement the content, and to actually be active and engaged in the Facebook group and on our coaching calls. And then there is a really awesome incentive-based bonus, because I know a lot of people are like, okay, this is great. I know what to do to get to the yes. What do I do after I have gotten that client? And there's a whole nother bonus module that you can unlock if you complete the lean launch and actually go through the content in the next 3 months while we were together, that you can unlock the rest of the process of how, after I've got this client, how do I onboard them? How do I create client experience? How do I sustain that client? How do I continue to follow up and have continuous client conversations? And what does it look like for me to scale my service-based business? So somebody asked, is this really is there any additional investment or additional cost associated to the program once I enroll? And because they were like, okay, are you going to teach me how to make my service and I have to buy something else for you to teach me how to sell it? And the answer is no. This program really does walk you through the entire process of figuring out who your dream client is, what the transformation is, the process, developing your own process to take a client through that transformation, how to package your offer, position your offer, how to price your offer to make sure that it's actually aligned with your income goals, how to actually sell the thing. All the content is inside of the course. Now, only additional costs that will be associated are some of the software and technology that you'll need to actually support this, but it's very minimal. And most of the options that we provide have free options to it. So some of the tools that we use are Acuity Scheduling, for example. There's a free option to buying Acuity Scheduling, or it's $10 a month. Is it $15 a month now? What? Acuity? $20 a month. But all the software that we have identified that you would need to fully implement what we teach here is less than $60 a month. So it's very low cost, and most of these options that we recommend also have free options. So if you're just getting started and you're not ready to pay for the paid versions yet, pretty much every option that we have that we're recommending to you guys has a free trial, or at least has a free version of their software. So there's very minimal extra cost associated that you're going to have to invest to actually execute what we're teaching, which I think is a huge win. I know in a lot of courses, it's they're telling you to do all this stuff, and then you have to spend another couple $1,000s on top of that to actually execute whatever it is that they're teaching. So that's another big question we get there. I'm not sure if you guys have any other questions. I'm trying to go through all the ones that we've been getting over the past few days. Another is there a money back guarantee? And this is something I know is important. There's a lot of people out there buying courses and joining coaching programs and things like that. And I understand that a lot of you guys have been getting burned. I've been getting that statement like a ton lately. And I just want to reassure you of, one, my biggest thing here is not to sell you on anything. It's really just to help give you the information so you can make the next best decision for where you're at in your life and in your business based on the type of support that you need. So if you're somebody who's selling services and you want to be selling them consistently and you're struggling to do that, Services That Sell is for you. But now it's like making the decision, do I want to get on this roller coaster ride with Jay now? Am I waiting? Like, what are all the things? And we do offer a 100% money back guarantee if you ask for a refund during the pre-work period. So if you get inside of the course and you're like not jiving with my personality, or like not jiving with the community, or you're like, you know what, this is not for me, as long as you ask for a refund during the pre-work period, we will offer you a refund and release you and bless you along your way. So that's that. I will say that in regards to client success rates, like in regards to how people ask, okay, well, how long is it going to take me to earn a return on my investment? And honestly, I can't show up and do your business for you. I cannot show up and do the work for you. Really, my role here is to be a guide and to help shorten your learning curve and help accelerate the pace at your success. And really, it's like I'm giving you guys a proven process. I'm breaking this down step by step. Like, you literally have a roadmap. If you do these things based off previous data and based off previous results, we know that it will produce this type of outcome. But just statistic wise, 70% of our students earn back the investment that they paid in the course before the program is over. 85% of students have been able to more than double their monthly income within 3 months of being in the program. So that's huge. Like, so in regards to, am I going to get my return on my investment? The better question should be asking is, are you going to show up for yourself? That's really it. You're the only person that's going to be determining whether or not you earn your return on your investment, because the other 30% of the people who did not earn the return on their investment while being in the program, I'd say about another 10 or 15% earned it within 3 to 6 months of being in the program. So it took them a little bit longer. Some of them started the content a little bit later because life happened. But that's the beauty of Services That Sell. You do have lifetime access to the course. You can retake it anytime that you want. And you also get access to all of the future updates. So all of the previous alumni who've been in the program, we've been making continuous improvements every time we've launched this course, and they've been able to benefit from that. So some people some people will join and sign up now to get the bonuses that we have to offer and to take advantage of the payment plan that we have available and all of that, but they don't start until another 2 months. So it takes them longer to earn back their return. And I'd say the people who don't earn anything back are the people who just don't show up for themselves in their business, or have decided that I'm not going to do my business. This online world isn't for me. So to me, that's something I really stand by. Like, I'm very proud of the results that students have been able to get, the success rate that we've been able to achieve. I don't know any other type of investments out there that are producing like that quickly of a turnaround. So it's really, really, I think, solid. It's a safe investment in my opinion. One thing is, like, I'm in this with you. I'm all hands on deck, and we have been able now to actually hire team members to help support your success. So I'll be the one doing all of the coaching. I know we've been getting that question a lot. Like, I don't want to get coached by a team that's not, like, you're saying that it's you, and then I get in there and some other person from your team who has no business background coaching. That's not here at all going to happen. I'm the only one doing any of, like, the coaching and the facilitating of the course content. But we do have a new, our chief cheerleader. She's basically going to be doing all the community management, making sure that, keeping you engaged, cheering you on, reminding you of upcoming calls, helping to facilitate more of that type of stuff. And then we have also our chief catalyst of operations. Y'all know I love fancy titles. Janet, who is going to be helping us more from a customer support administrative perspective on the back end. So we have more team members now just to help make sure that you're having the best client experience possible, and that things are just running smoothly, that when you have questions, you can get answers quickly, and just to make sure you're, again, fully supported. So that's something we've really enhanced this time around for the course, just to make sure that, you know, we're not just about like you guys selling you a program and getting you in. Like, I care about you getting real results. Like, your wins are my wins. That's how I determine my success, or how much are my students winning. So we're just trying to make sure that we have all the pieces in place to really set you up for success. And my ask of you is just, you need to show up. Are you committed to being on this ride? Are you committed to actually being in, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's scary, not jumping off the ride mid-ride? Like, you know, really being committed to the process and to the journey, because it can be uncomfortable at times. And I will challenge you and stretch you, but I'll also support you through that growth. And that's a huge thing. I know a lot of people get stuck on the actual selling process. They'll spend all this time developing content, figuring out their offer, trying to perfect it to the point, but they never actually put themselves out there and sell it. And we've also restructured the program to help facilitate that too. We're calling them courage checkpoints, and really breaking down the growth assignments in a way that allow you to, you know, really start taking action and really step out in courage. And you may feel the fear, but doing it anyways, but also making sure you have the adequate support as you're going through that process. So if you guys have any, I'm answered most of the questions that we have been getting. I can't think of any others that have been coming up that I have not mentioned already. But again, services that sell, we close enrollment tonight at midnight. There is a payment plan available for those who need a little bit more flexibility in the with the pay scheduling, but otherwise you can pay in full. There's a payment plan. There is a special bonus if you open up the email that we sent out today that is not on the sales page. I don't want to disclose what that is, but definitely there's like a special bonus just if you open the email. So definitely check that out. That's been really a nice surprise for a lot of people to help them get into the program and do what they need to do, so they can really grow their business and get it to where they want it to be. But again, you can just visit servicesthatsell.com to learn more, to sign up. I will be available today. So if you have any like direct questions that are for me, or you want to just make sure that this program is for you, or just any other questions that are coming up that you need to get cleared through before you make your decision, feel free to reach out. So you can either reach out to me via email at support@jerishahawk.com, and I'll pop that in the comments. Or you can send me just a private message right here on Facebook. You can just shoot me a DM, and I can answer whatever questions you have there as well. But you have until midnight to figure out whether or not this is the step you want to take. So we can definitely support you there. So I look forward to seeing more of you guys enroll. We already have a cool crew of people who are already in the program, and I absolutely cannot wait to continue to serve and support all of you. But again, any other questions you guys have, don't hesitate to reach out. Enrollment closes tonight. Again, you can visit servicesthatsell.com. And I look forward to chatting with you guys soon. Bye, everybody.